and getting recognized in any of the three teams is a phenomenal honor. As far as Maryland goes, a team that beat us, I don't think it was an 18-point game, but it wasn't a 5-point game. We got down 11 zip, stayed that way. We cut it to 5, I think, with fouled and got out of hand. It was a team that was shooting 68% from the free throw line, 24 free throws. I think we made like 8 out of 15. So that was one key factor, but they have very talented wings who can score. They become a very, very good defensive team. Ayola had 22 against us. He got to the line 13 times and made every one of them. I think Wiggins is a big key. He's been driving a lot more, and he can shoot the three. He distributes for them. He does a little bit of everything. And Marcel, to me, was named Defensive Player of the Year. It's why their team's been better. They are better defensively than they were. Marcel has a lot to do with it. They can go deep, but they've been playing like a 7-man rotation. They've got some bigs that aren't real big, but they can all shoot the ball. And that is a problem for us. They're all, it seems like everybody on their team is 6'5" to 6'7", and just about everybody can shoot it. So it'll be a big challenge, one I'm looking forward to, hopefully a little revenge, but maybe more importantly, I think we're playing a little better when we went out there. We were playing okay, but we were going through a tough stretch even then. Not sure we handled it right. So hopefully we'll do a better job now. Questions?
We'll go to Chris Solari first.
I wondered a couple days now after the Michigan game, and just kind of having a chance to maybe, as little as you can, process that stretch of 16 days. I guess, how can you carry that momentum over? And at this point, how much did you guys need this rest going down to Indy?
For one of the few times in my life, I say it was good rest for everybody, including the coaching staff. We worked yesterday, players didn't, but we last night we took a little time off ourselves. So I thought everybody needed to be a little fresher. Didn't think about Michigan at all. Didn't get to enjoy that game. I guess that's what happens later on. But move forward to Maryland and figuring out a way we can do a better job than we did before. So. Players today in practice were pretty fresh. We gave Joshua the day off, not because of load management, just because of complete intelligence on our part and his, and the trainers and everybody else. So he's my big key. Aaron is strong as an ox. No problem going through practice. Everybody else was excited to be here, and Josh would have loved to have practiced. That was a coach's decision, not his. So, I don't know. I mean, it's we're ready to go. It's tournament time and one and done time, and the my bads now go out the window, as we know. One my bad and you're going home, and that's the way it works.
We'll go next to Lindsey Huddleston.
Hey, Tom, you kind of answered my question that it's about revenge. I wanted to quote The Godfather, business not personal. Could you talk about revenge and the power of revenge and getting your guys on board with that?
Well, there's a lot of respect from a lot of schools in this league this year, and I think everybody feels a little bad for everybody. So there's not quite the hatred revenge that you would see, which I'm okay with. I mean, I think revenge means they played better than us, and our character has to step up, and we have to take on a challenge, and so that's what revenge is to me. I have a lot of respect for the job Mark has done, and I like some of those players a lot. They're athletic kids that play hard. They're become very good defensively. But, we've gotten better too. And now we'll see if our better is better than their better. And that's the revenge is the character you play with now. And are you on a mission or are they on a mission? Which one's on the bigger mission?
Got it. Thank you.
Go next to Matt Charbonneau.
Tom, this is a tougher question to answer because you just wish everyone played well all the time, obviously. But what you saw from Rocket on Sunday, what you've seen slowly from guys like Marcus Bingham seems to be playing better. Joey looked a little more aggressive the other day, less unsure of himself. What's the key to trying to get that to continue moving forward? I know Rocket's not going to score 21 every game, but to get that same sort of, I guess, confidence and effort from those guys moving forward at this point.
Yeah, I have a lot of meetings with some of those guys already. I'll have some more meetings with them just to talk about exactly what you said, show them on film. This is what you did a better job of. Show them on film when they didn't do. It's hard to talk to them as much as it is show them, because everybody's visual now, including you guys. My era is a little bit less visual. And I think I look at, what Rocket accomplished. You're right. He's not going to shoot that way all the time, but took down his 3-point shots, got in the paint more, drove the ball a little better, still had 4 assists, still had 4 rebounds. So his whole aggressive approach was better. I thought Hauser played a lot better, as you say, more aggressive, rebounded the ball well, made some nice shots. I thought Malik Hall did some good things for us, and no question that Marcus played better, and we still think Marty's in that same mold. So, maybe he'll get a few more minutes. So, we got guys playing better. We're not playing great. It wasn't like we won the game because we shot the lights out or anything. I thought we won the game the old-fashioned way. It was a grind, and that's what we did, and that's what we're going to continue to do.
Go next to Kyle Austin.
Tom, I want to ask you first real quick about your travel. Do you guys plan to stay down there through Selection Sunday, or would you come back here after you're eliminated? Do you know
Well,
yet?
from what I know, Kyle, they want us to stay. Any of the teams that are in the hunt for that, they don't want you going back home and leaving the proverbial bubble of whatever way that is. And so the way it looks, win or lose on Thursday, we might be sitting there in a hotel until Friday night or Sunday night. And then the logistics, the protocol is, if we're in the tournament, then we move to the hotel that the tournament committee designates for us. And we move to a floor. We quarantine for 24 hours where we're not allowed out of our rooms. It was like when I got bad grades or something in kindergarten, I'm going to be in that room and not going to move. But I think the committee's trying to do as good a job. Dan Gavin and his group have really thought through this thing. And so we'll do that on Monday, I guess. And then on Tuesday, start getting ready to go. They have rooms in the convention center for us to have meetings in, film sessions. They have 12 courts in the convention center, and that's where there'll be times for each team to work out. And other than that, we'll be in our rooms, and every player's in his own room. It gets ratcheted up. I think they looked at the NBA protocol and stole some things from it, and rightfully so. And so it's going to be different. But right now, we plan on staying down there because that's what I think they want us to do.
And then if I could follow up on something real quick from Sunday, Jack getting in the rotation, playing a little bit in the first half and the second half. Why did you go with that? And was that kind of a one-game thing, or does he have a role going forward, do you think?
No, we just looked at it and we felt like we weren't moving the ball as much. And Jack will do, just about anything. And he understands the game so well. Players love him. He's, solid and steady. And probably, when Foster was here, Foster would have been the guy in there. But Jack has just kind of, in his own way, progressed. And personally, I didn't think he looked like a fish out of water in any way, shape, or form. He's smart. He can shoot the ball, and mostly he can figure out what's got to be done, and he does it the right way. So you might still see Jack some in and out. I don't think it'll be for long stretches, but definitely kind of the guy that kind of settles us down a little bit.
Go next to Graham Couch.
Tom, I wonder the dynamic shift when you beat Michigan, and it looks like you guys are probably in the field from going from a team that was probably desperate in Indianapolis to one that, how do you prevent the exhale? And there's nothing wrong with the exhale. I guess you're in the spot you're in, but how do you deal with that dynamic that's probably a shift?
Yeah, I think I understand exactly what you're saying. And but as I've said, I've been in this tournament 22 or 3 times in a row. And, sometimes I thought we'd be a certain seed and we weren't. Sometimes I thought we'd be a 1 seed and we weren't. A couple times I thought we'd be a 3 or 4 and we were 2. But for the most part, it always works in the negative. It seems like So I don't trust anything, I don't. And that's the way I've told my players, I don't want to put more pressure on you. I don't want you relaxing. But the biggest key, win, lose, or draw, and whether we move on or not, is the same motto we've been sticking with for the last 6 games is, can we get better each game? Can we get better? Can we take the last game, some things we didn't do right? Can we get better at them? And that's kind of the way I've looked at it and approached it. I didn't go in there, be very honest with you, and say, hey, we have to win this game or we're out of the tournament. And I didn't go in there and say, if we win this game, we're in the tournament. Who knows what's going to happen with some of these conference tournaments. I've heard so much scuttlebutt about this team deserves to be in, this team doesn't. If you're losing record in your league, you don't. If you're losing record in your league, you do. If your strength of schedule is high, if your net is low. I don't see any of those things being a major factor this year. If you want to look at it, I think the eye test is, who you played, how's your team playing, and but I don't have control over that. So I don't want any letdowns, and you got to guard against it. But a couple extra days, I think, helps in that way. To be honest with you, Graham.
The other dynamic I wanted to ask you about, for a long time you struggled to guard bigs, but it seems like that's something you've done fairly well against a number of different kind of bigs late. And then you get a Maryland team that doesn't have a big. You guys have sort of become a team that's better off facing the big teams. Is that fair to say at this point?
Well, you can say that today. About two and a half weeks ago, we would have said, give me the small teams. The big teams are killing us. We made some adjustments. I mean, I give my staff credit. I give the players credit. We made some adjustments, how we're going to guard the post, what we're going to do. Really got into, what guys like to do and tried to take that away. So I think we've done a better job. I think our bigs have done a better job. The staff, assistant coaches have done even a better job. But you're right. Now we got, we just went from one thing to a complete other. Now we did face something like that against Ohio State. It was somewhat similar. But they create some problems because they got 3 guards that can really put it on the floor and do some things. And they're all 6'5", 6'6". And I like them all, unfortunately. Aola, and of course Marcel are very, very athletic, and Aola is really tough. I mean, he backs you in like a center, and so we'll have our hands full. But you know what? We're ready to play. One thing I will say about this team: they faced the world. They faced the pressure of Duke. They faced the zone of Notre Dame. They've faced the big guys of Iowa and, Michigan and Illinois, and they've faced shooters of Iowa and Wisconsin, pressure that Purdue puts on you. I mean, we have faced it all, we have played it all, and I think we are battle tested, and we almost didn't survive it. We've survived it, but now we got to move forward and rearrange our goals and have new expectations. And that's what we're doing this week.
We have time for one more. We'll go to Ian Kress.
Hi, Tom. I kind of wanted to ask about Foster. How important is his role going to be throughout the tournament, just as another coach on the bench for you guys?
Yeah, it's a shame because he sits in practice, and I have to send Josh over there every once in a while because Frost, he's a guy who loves the game. I mean, he's a guy that lives the game, and now he's living it through a coach. I think sometimes it'd be a good question to ask him sometime. It probably gets frustrating because he sees it from a different angle now, and he understands what we go through sometimes. But he's very important to me, very important to us. I think he is a coach on the floor. I mean, he understands the game better than, it's been fun having him there because I thought Denzel and Draymond, but he understands the offensive concept of a game as well as anybody I've had here. And, I'm going to use him as much as I can. He sometimes talks in a huddle, sometimes in halftime, and I embrace that because he's special in that respect also. Well, listen, guys, I appreciate it. I know everything's kind of tight, but we got so many meetings and things going on. So I gave you what I gave you. We're looking forward to going down there. It's hard to believe that, we're finally put ourselves in a position where we have a chance. Ironically, we're playing a team that beat us once. If we get by them, ironically, we're playing our rival for the third time in 8 or 9 days. I mean, there's so many storylines here that it's unbelievable. So what we're going to do is try to take it one game at a time. Not a coaching cliche, just the truth, and see if we can get our guys as fresh as they can be for Thursday at 11:30. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks.